Many, many blessings to you, my beautiful sister. I pray all is well with you. So I have here your Fool's Journey reading, and I'm going to just jump right into it. So the first two things we have here are the overall message and theme of your reading. So you receive this. So this is all about your mentality, your monkey mind, your crown. So this up and coming journey, this new phase, this new chapter, this new beginning in your life is going to be greatly focused on your mentality, your thought process, the way you thought, the way you think, your thoughts, where your thoughts are rooted in. All of that is like the crown. I'm hearing a lot of the crown, crown and sacral chakra energy a lot for this up and coming new chapter of your life is what the spirit is saying, what your spirit is saying and your team. So it's all about this new up and coming chapter will definitely challenge your crown chakra, your mentality, your thoughts, your beliefs, your opinions, your perspectives. See what you've learned, what you haven't learned, and all those types of things. Because this card is all about, see all the swords and the transformation. So this is all about, being surrounded by obstacles, which it seems to be, you're powerless, you're trapped, you're surrounded by all these obstacles. There's no way out. But Spirit is saying it's all about your mentality. You need to remember and know who you are, all the wisdom and the knowledge that you hold, all the lessons and the wisdom that you've gained thus far will keep you in a space of peace, will keep you in a space of not being worried, not being unbothered, basically, is what I'm feeling. So it's like the overall theme and message of your next chapter is becoming allowing yourself to be in a place and space where you are unbothered is what I'm hearing. You're unbothered by the things that may try to affect you or trigger you or trap you externally. And a lot of it has to do with your mentality is what Spirit is saying. So a lot of these issues are going to focus on your thought process and your mentality for this up and coming chapter or phase in your life. Okay. So next, my dear. Oh, and I had to stop and start your reading like 4 times. So that tells me that there's going to be a lot of starting and stopping of things, like abrupt starting and stopping, or abrupt like moving and changing of things. So kind of get in the flow of that. You're going to have a lot of like abrupt starts and finishes, or like, that kind of energy is what I'm feeling and hearing. All right, so the first couple cards is all about the adventure with this new awaited journey that you are on, this new chapter, this new phase, this new timeline, this new paradigm. What is it going to be like? What does it entail? So what is the adventure that awaits you? What are some of the challenges on your horizon, the aspects of your life that are calling you to explore, right? So first, let's get into the colorless angel. So this tells me on this adventure, on this chapter in your life, you're going to definitely have to be feeling. You're going to have to be feeling a lot, and you're going to have to process a lot of these feelings through your crown, through your crown, and see these feelings that you're feeling externally you're going to be challenged to see and feel these experiences that you are feeling, these circumstances, these energies that you're feeling externally. You're going to be challenged to bring those feelings and those experiences to your crown chakra. Allow yourself to feel them and understand why they're necessary and why they are divine, Because with this colorless angel, it's you kind of learning to balance out those energies, learning to feel those energies, but not to stay stuck in any of them, not to become possessed by a certain emotion or energy, anger, sadness, guilt, all these things that will keep you feeling, have you feeling numb, So those are the kind of things that this new chapter of your spiritual journey, of your spiritual test, is going to be taking you to places where you have to really allow those energies and those emotions, those feelings down in that root chakra that you're currently experiencing in this space and time, to travel up to your crown chakra so that you can gain some clarity, so that you can gain some divine perspective and wisdom, and apply that so that nothing outside of you will affect you as to where you're feeling like this, And this is more confirmation about you being tested tested on everything you've learned with your communication and how your relationship and your communion with spirit thus far, with your higher self, with your team, being spirit led. It's just this adventure is really going to take you on another, take you up a notch. Take it up a notch on being led by spirit and seeing the signs and being tested to see if you learned all the things that spirit has taught you. You can really apply them to your daily life, and you can change your energy to alchemize yourself into transmuting different energies that no longer serve you, right? So it's all about understanding your relationship with your higher self and your spiritual team, and how strong it is, and how strong how much you've learned thus far, and how you have applied what you've learned. Because we can learn a lot and we don't apply it, but to see if you applied what you've learned thus far, using that, being able to feel things but not allowing them to affect you to where you are embodying this kind of energy, and it's mentally affecting your life, and therefore you're manifesting things you don't want, right? See, because this is in reverse with the feel. So it's like you're coming in a space in your life, in a chapter in your life where you're going to be made to feel a lot of different emotions, old emotions, new emotions. You're going to be very, very much vulnerable when it comes to feeling. But again, it's just a test from your spirit and your higher self to know if you've mastered that part of yourself, if you've mastered that emotional body, if you have mastered that relationship and how you relate to your emotional body, how you respond to your emotional body, your awareness of your own emotional body, the purging and the releasing of emotions that do not serve you, and being able to transmute those, right? Other people's emotions and feelings as well. And it's always with this in reverse, it's more crown chakra energy, more confirmation of what I'm saying about big crown chakra tests. This chapter come around, just bringing you back to center, always keeping you present, not allowing your current circumstances, challenges, or state of being, physically, mentally, emotionally, to take you back from truth, to take you away from the Most High, to take you back from self. It's going to be a test on how connected you are to your spiritual team, how connected you are to your higher self, how connected you are to your ancestors, and how you rely on them to keep you strong through this process, to keep you grounded and centered through all these illusions and these lies that are being thrown in front of us, just masqueraded in front of us to have us believe this stage we call life, where all these illusions and lies are being thrown at us to scare us, to have us living in fear and make these rash decisions and live these lives that mean nothing, So it's bringing you back to center and truth always. And it's more honor in the lineage, more confirmation of what I'm saying about your ancestors. Just seeing how far you've come with your connection with your ancestors, and the bond and the relationship that you've built with them, and how you can read their signs and know their signs, and how they are daily affecting your life daily. And this is more of the crown chakra, what I'm saying. Just coming into alignment when it comes to life itself with that Christ energy, just being at a higher regard, just seeing and living your life in a higher regard because of all that you have been through and mastered spiritually at this point, and you're fine-tuned to the Most High, to your higher self, to your spiritual teams, to how you have been tuning, because like I told, we're like an instrument, how you've been tuning your instrument, all your chakras, and tuning them and aligning them and balancing them to your higher self, to your spiritual team, so you can become of a higher vibration and be in alignment with life itself and with spirits and with the Most High and things of that nature. And it just brings more acknowledgement of honoring them, honoring yourself, honoring your lineage, honoring your the children, your grandchildren, and your grandchildren's children to come. All of that stuff is something that's going to be a big focus for you this chapter. Your lineage, coming into alignment with many things. Like I said, I really feel like you're going to be stepping into what the Most High and what you planned on doing this chapter of your life, because of all this crown chakra and sacral chakra energy. It really, really feels like you're going to be stepping into, like you asked about that question about your life purpose. I feel like your higher self and your team, they're going to be leading you towards that more so in this chapter or not, because we have to be ready for these things. We have to be ready to step into our roles, and be able to fulfill them with integrity and being able to really be a living, breathing example of Christ-like energy, So I believe you're stepping into that, like you're getting molded into that, right? Took some of these cards, which I shouldn't. I'm sorry. All right, so next is the position. Like, where are you on your spiritual journey? And where are you right now? Where are you on your spiritual journey? That's the best way I can explain this next one. So like I said, this is more confirmation. I didn't even see this life purpose card, but you're moving into a chapter and a shift. You're shifting into really, really growing and planting the seeds when it comes to your life purpose, like what you're supposed to be doing for the rest of your years while you're here on this planet. And you're going to be put into circumstances, situations, and meet other people and things like that are going to inspire your sacral chakra, that are going to inspire your solar plexus, that are going to inspire you. They're going to awaken some energies in you, and push you and lead you towards your higher purpose. Because with this in reverse, this is just I don't know why this is like that, but this in reverse is just this confirmation saying that you don't feel happy. You're not spiritually, physically, mentally happy if you're not in your calling. If you're not living out your purpose, that your spirit is at this point, feels as though your happiness is your happiness is definitely connected to your higher purpose and what you came here to do. So this is a position that you're moving into. You're moving into this higher purpose, learning and stepping into this next this next chapter, which I believe will be moving towards your life purpose and what you're supposed to be doing. And a lot of that has to do with you mastering over your emotional body. That your spiritual team is really trying to get you to master that emotional body and really, really allowing yourself to daily assess those thoughts, the way you think, the way you process things. And again, like I said, your challenges, your obstacles, your experiences, your relationships, to really, really start sending all of that energy, all of those experiences, all those thoughts, and really, really send them to that crown chakra and give yourself the time to gain the clarity and the divine wisdom and the understanding that you need to move forward. But with this being your position, this is all about your higher self, just telling you this shift, this next chapter is all about you moving in towards your higher purpose, your calling, the reason why you're here. And a lot of the tests are going to be messing with that crown chakra and that sacral chakra, and really, really getting you to heal when it comes to your emotional body. I mean, fully heal that emotional body so you can upgrade and move forward to really stepping into a leadership position. But one must have true mastery. That's why I haven't really done so much yet, because I'm still working on me. You have to really, really have mastery over oneself before you can go out and try to assist other people with their issues or their matters when you haven't experienced it, or you really don't have any true knowing or know-how of how that situation can be handled, or truly experience that situation internally to help someone, without pulling from that pain or trauma bonding, because a lot of times if you're not fully healed from certain traumas, when you empathize or you become empathetic, you show compassion, you kind of do that, and you do that trauma bonding, right? But once you start to heal, you'll be empathized, but you can empathize with a person and be sympathetic, but it will not come from pain. It will just come from that inner understanding, with not you feeling sorry for them, but understanding the purpose and the divinity and what they've been through and how you processed it, but not coming from, not in a trauma bonding way. It's a totally different thing when you give people advice from your experiences, but not pulling from the trauma, if that makes any sense. Okay. All right. So next is the risk. So what are the risks that you're taking? So more crown chakra energy. So when I felt this, I felt like the risk is you being vulnerable with your heart. This is more confirmation with the emotional body. So I feel like with this one, the risk is you. What are your risks? The risk that you're taking is becoming vulnerable. This chapter, opening yourself up more on your the sacral chakra level, which is your passion, what you're passionate about. Romance, love, what ignites your fire. Also, opening yourself up completely, being vulnerable, being able to share, being able to be honest, being able to be judged, putting that ego aside. So for you, vulnerability is a big thing for this next chapter. It's you being able to allow people to read you like a book and not be moved by people's comments or what people say or what family members say or do about you, but having that total being able to be grounded and always come back to truth and come back to self and be grounded and rooted in that. But this for you, your risk, even though it's not a risk, but we feel it is, opening up, being vulnerable, sharing your story, sharing your truth, putting yourself out there, being uncomfortable when it comes to speaking out, and putting yourself in a position where you are a leader or you're helping people or you're communicating. Lots of communication is what I feel. Lots of communication, speaking, talking, maybe life coaching or spiritual coaching, or like I said, counseling, those kind of things. And so like I said, with the risk, there really isn't any risk with this. This is more of your crown chakra energy. This is where you're going to be tested. It's just you assessing your surroundings, assessing the people, places, and things that no longer serve you, in addition to your own thoughts and behaviors and opinions and ways of seeing things. Assessing that constantly. That's something that you always have to assess. I know I do it daily, like over and over again. Sometimes I think I'm going crazy because from one day to the next, my perspective has grown or changed, or there's always something. So like I said, we're always the student, sometimes the teacher, but always the student, right? So constantly assessing is what's going to keep that risk, and using that discernment that you've learned thus far, keep that risk at bay, but constantly assessing oneself, assessing why you're doing what you're doing. If you're in a space of integrity, what are you focusing on, what your intention is, things of that nature. Because again, with this 2 being in reverse, just balancing that whole giving and receiving, that whole assessing, am I respecting the law of giving and receiving? Am I giving too much? Am I doing too much? Am I not doing enough? Am I balancing? Am I allowing people to give, to pour into me when it's necessary? And balancing, and also bringing that balance within myself, constantly balancing that marriage within yourself, which is that masculine and feminine energy, always making sure that they're in a space of harmony and balance as well. So constantly assessing self is something that will keep the risk down, when you're moving into this, shifting and moving into this new territory, but you're honoring your old one, and you're making wise decisions, and you're using and applying the wisdom and knowledge that you gained thus far, right? Like a video game, you use the tools and stuff that you gained for the last board for the next board, and so on and so forth. Resistance, not holding on. This is more of what I was saying about being tested, about the mentality, the thought process, the way you see the world, and in turn the way you see yourself, and in turn turn the way you see the world. Just holding on to things that do not serve you, holding on to thought processes, behaviors, people, places, and things that do not serve you is something that Spirit is saying you still have to be constantly assessing, when it comes to your life. And love, because if you're not open and you're not vulnerable, your love will never be able to come in. If you're still accepting old ways, or you're still thinking and applying and relating to love the same way you did when you were coming from a space of, pain, or not being unhealed, because with these memories, it's saying don't be stuck in the memories of love, or of how you experienced love that was toxic, or, how love was given to you from your family and things like that. Don't allow the memory of love that was unhealed, given to you unhealed, taint and have you holding on to pain, or holding on to things that no longer serve you. Apply what you learned regarding love as thus far, now, recently, what you've learned about the truth about love and what love truly is, and don't allow the memories to cloud that. Turn away from that. Turn away from all that old stuff that does not serve you. Don't hold on to it anymore. Spirit is saying you don't need it. Everything, old people, places, they try to come back in, let them go, because all they're doing is blocking this brand new beginning that wants to come in. So like I said, with that constant assessing, that's what Spirit wants you to do. Constantly assess. Just assess as much as possible. And that's what I do all the time. Sometimes I think I'm going nuts because I assess so much. All right, so the next thing is the foundations. What is something that you've always relied on that you have to kind of let go of, right? So first, it's gratitude. So, when it comes to gratitude, it's just Spirit saying a lot of times, you're in this space where you can't, when there is a obstacle or challenge or something coming, or something that has been traumatic for you, you don't find, it's hard for you to find gratitude in it. Not really, I'm just saying people in general. So what Spirit is just saying is that it's always find gratitude in everything, in even the most hardest, most tough situations, possible. There's always a room for gratitude in them, right? And Spirit is saying that they know that this is something that you have been working on. This is something that you are very, very diligent with, trying to find gratitude in things, and stuff like that. But again, this is a foundation that Spirit really wants you to start building your life upon now. Understanding that all lessons are blessings, and to find the blessing in the lesson, and really apply they want your foundation to be gratitude. They want it because they know that at a point, because I'm seeing this like this. It's like they're showing me this, like, so they know that at a point it was hard for you to find gratitude in your life, especially the elders, the people that have done stuff to you, the people who were supposed to protect you. But they're saying that now that your energy is different, you're a different person. Apply this energy that you've learned, this gratitude that you've gotten from even the worst possible scenarios in your life. Apply that to the soil of your life, because it's going to help bring to fruition a lot of things that Spirit wants to bless you with, and definitely start to put those signs and those crumbs to lead you to your life purpose, Yeah, and that good things happen to good people is what I'm hearing. That a lot of times this is not things. Good things don't come, to people like them, like me. Things don't come forward. But God is like, the Most High is like the harvest moon, the harvest. Everything will come to fruition. To understand that, start putting that on your foundation. Like, I do deserve this. I am worth this. This is my birthright, and I'm working for that. I'm applying things in my life. I'm changing things. I'm fixing things. I'm healing things. So this will be, all good things will come to fruition for me and my family, Yeah. all good things. So yeah. And also with the will. This being in reverse, this is more sacral chakra energy is what I'm saying. Sacral chakra energy, solar plexus energy. So this being in reverse, your willpower is very, very important. It's saying that, your will be done. So with the thoughts and the words you speak and the thoughts and the actions that you take, that they all come in alignment and create and manifest the life that you want. So your willpower is very important. It's what you build. It's the foundation of everything. So your will be done. The Spirit is saying you have to acknowledge what your will is, what your personal power is, what your thoughts are, what you think, what you speak, and what you do when it comes to your life. What is all of that? Does that align with what you want? Do your thoughts, do the words you speak over yourself, because words are spells, do the thoughts you keep in your head every day about yourself and other people, does that align with the life that you want to live? And extremes. So this is Spirit saying that a lot of times you do go to the extreme, and you got to acknowledge that to yourself. It's like one extreme to another, extremely good then extremely bad. And the Spirit is saying you have to balance that. And by balancing that, you got to release some stuff. A lot of times you get this built up energy within you, that root chakra energy. I got to do something, The Spirit is saying don't let it come to that, with the can't speak tonight. With the butterflies, it's like you've transformed. You're not the same person energetically. So the way you can express some of this passion, some of this restless energy, that's bubbling up in that root chakra and sacral chakra, you need to find ways to release that. And again, like I tell people, you still do have to live. You have come here to live. You come here to be romantic. You come here to be in relationship. You come here to have sex. You come here to have fun. You come here to do things. You have to also have a release for that. It can't be just being I'm a saint and then I'm the devil type of stuff. There has to be a balance from that, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. Gotta have a balance, right? All right, so a warning. What will make you vulnerable? Put you on. What do you need to be on guard about, right? Or what do you kind of need to worry about? Kind of. So Spirit is saying time. So time is just, when you see Spirit say anything about time, it's being stuck in karmic lessons and patterns. So Spirit is saying you have to be mindful of being stuck in time. You're worried about your age, you getting older, this and that. Spirit is saying step out of that illusion, because it's an illusion. The only thing you need to be worried about is spiritual, the way things work in spirit, and you need to focus on the patterns, the curses, the energy that is repetitive, that is negative in your family. That's what you need to focus on, not external time, but internal time when it comes to Spirit. Spirit is saying focus on that. That is where you need to pull your energy into Spirit. The things that directly affect your time here is what you need to be focusing on in the spiritual realm, is what Spirit is saying. You're in having faith in all that you've done and how far you come, and the things that you're doing and what you've learned thus far, to have faith in all of that, to know that it all has a purpose, that you that there is a Most High, that there is a plan, that there is a spiritual war going on, that one must always be ahead of, that one must always be on guard, and be protected spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. So having that faith is very, very important for you, to carry that faith around like your child, like your daughter, like your son, to carry that around and understand that is the foundation of making things happen, that belief and that faith in what you do and your intention and your purpose. That's very, very important. And with the rain, it's like with this in reverse, it's just saying that you got to also understand that there will be times when you need to cry. There will be times when you get frustrated. There will be times when you need to have spiritual baths to cleanse your energy. This is an ongoing thing. So don't shy away from when you get upset. Don't shy away from when you need to cry. Don't shy away from when you need to express yourself emotionally, because that's very, very important, to make sure you're cleansing yourself emotionally, and not allowing yourself to build up that energy is what I'm feeling. I feel like you have builds up of energy. It's like it becomes extreme where it's just a tea kettle, when stuff goes and the heat is just building to it. That's kind of like how you do yourself energetically, and you need to learn more about yourself energetically, how you work, how you move. Are you a manifestor? Are you a generator? What do you need? Do you need more rest? Do you need, all these kind of things about how your energy works is very, very important. I would look into human design and re-energize. So a lot of times Spirit is saying that you get caught in a rut when it comes to people, places, and things, and like not feeling like you're moving, or you need to be like re-energized, or revitalized is what I feel. So Spirit is saying you're going to feel like that sometimes. You're going to need to rest mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and do that. And sometimes you're going to need to, like I said, with that beginning and end things. I feel like this is directly for that. Like sometimes you're going to need to abruptly make decisions and stop stuff. I feel like you're going to, or start, like I'm going to do this and this is what I'm going to do. And you're going to need your energy for that. And it's going to, when you finish and start and stop certain things, you're going to feel yourself be re-energized just from making that decision. Like, I feel 1,000 pounds lighter just by saying I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Or just by saying I quit that job and I'm going to quit that job in 3 weeks, and by 3 weeks I'm going to have me another one. Whatever it is like that. Re-energize is something that Spirit is saying you get vulnerable because you get zapped energetically by doing the same mundane, stagnant bullshit is what I feel. And to clear your mind, be present, focus, embrace. This is more of the monkey mind that I got earlier. It's just Spirit saying you got to watch the way you think. You got to watch your mentality, because you're manifesting things with your thoughts. If you're thinking the same old stuff over and over and over again, you're going to keep attracting those people, places, and things just with your thinking, just with your thought process. So a lot of that would help you with your mentality and your thought process would be affirmations, sound healing, mantras, like repeating mantras when you have certain thought processes that will come. It's just repeating a certain mantra. Who has a Nam Yeho Renge Kyo? Nam Yeho Renge Kyo is one that is a Buddhist chant that I think Tina Turner, she does that one. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of slow tonight. And it's a really good one you can repeat. There are a bunch of them. If you need me to send you some mantras you can repeat to kind of reprogram your mind from having certain kinds of unhealthy thoughts, dysfunctional thoughts, thoughts that are not of a higher consciousness, So that's something that you can do. Also, I know you probably still meditate and things like that, but God and your higher self and your spiritual team is saying it's very important that you clear your mind and that you maintain an awareness of what exactly, and a mindfulness of what you're focusing on daily. I'm seeing a lot of that crown chakra. A lot of your focus is what they're worried about. Yeah, focus. All right, so next is helping hand. Okay, so what are some of the resources that you have to your disposal right now? So, all right, this is what I heard. 1, air. I heard air so loud, and it was funny because right after I heard air, this came out. So there are a couple of elements that want to help you this shift that you can work with: water and air. Excuse me. So Spirit is saying when it comes to helping hand, divine timing is at play with you. When it comes to this whole situation, that's why I'm seeing the life purpose. There's a lot of divine timing you're going to see. You're going to see a lot of synchronicities. You're going to see a lot of signs. You're going to see a lot of numbers, a lot of things, because there's a lot of divine timing that's going to be popping up. That's on your side, working in your favor. And with the movement and speed, your actions are going to be favored at this time. You making moves, you planning out things, you setting goals, you manifesting things, all of that energy, that movement, that air, that communication, sending out emails, communicating, writing up proposals, writing up grants, working on the YouTube channel, anything that has to deal with air, speaking, making videos, communicating, air. Speaking, movement is on your side. that element of air. Like I said, speaking, carrying things through air. You could also use candles. That works with the element of air and fire as well. Feathers, air, and more timing. Time. Emotional release. So what's on your side is your emotional body. Even though at times it seems like we are at war with it, this is just your emotional body saying, "Hey, I'm here. I'm just trying to help you process the things you need to process to move forward." And a lot of times you just need a really good emotional release, not to stay in that emotion. Like I said, never to allow yourself to be possessed by these emotions, but to allow yourself to feel them to the point where you can process it and acknowledge it, and then alchemize it and turn it into a higher vibration. Because energy doesn't die. You just have to transmute it into something different. A different thought, a higher vibrational energy. So this is what Spirit is saying. You just have to allow that emotional body to help you, to be your friend. To the way you relate to your emotional body is so important. This is more confirmation of the message that that this chapter is shifting you into. That whole connection and relationship, the way of relating and awareness and mindfulness that you have with your own emotional body is a big deal. Like, it's going to be coming into play. Yeah. All right, so last but not least, what is the overall message from your higher self regarding your next journey? So when these came out, the next chapter in your life, your new fool's journey. So this is I saw these in the 3, right? But I saw focus on peace through the darkness is what I saw. Like right away, focus on peace. So it's like, again, more confirmation of Spirit saying what you focus on is what brings you peace. You focus on that darkness, you're going to get more of that darkness. You focus on more of that inner peace, keeping yourself, your inner self, your body, your emotions in a space, in a place of like the kingdom of heaven. You can do that by assessing every day, and bringing yourself back to center and allowing yourself to feel but not be overtaken by these emotions, so that you don't become numb. You don't become like a robot. You don't become like a persona or a label, but you're actually experiencing life and feeling life and moving forward. So Spirit is saying, your higher self is saying, it's all about what you focus on. Focus on that which brings you peace. Don't focus on things that are dark. Of course, you can't be phony, and pretend that when something is painful or emotional or sad, that you don't acknowledge that as well. Spirit is saying you definitely have to acknowledge that, but always acknowledge it with your third eye and your crown chakra. Allow those chakras to help you and bring you clarity and guidance when it comes to the darker times, the more challenging situations, circumstances, and events that we have, in our lives that we have no control over, All right, sis, that's all I got. I pray that this reading will bless you. Please email me or message me if you have any questions. I love you. Be well.